weep gonna weep ninny bong. Welcome back to the channel, Justin Network, and today we are reviewing, as you can see, Studio Series 82, Transformers Bumblebee Movie Ratchet.
Ooh, yeah!
So this is going to be the Studio Series Ratchet from the Bumblebee live action movie. This is a deluxe class, 22 easy steps. I'm very excited to see what we are going to get out of this guy. One of the best things they did with the Bumblebee movie was the designs of the Transformers in that movie. They were all very well done in a G1 modern look given to them. People loved the beginning of that scene on Cybertron. Hopefully the Transformers 1 movie that's supposed to be coming out this year is going to be kind of like that. That's what we're hoping to see. Ratchet we saw for a little bit in that scene, and we got a toy of him. So let's go ahead and get him opened up and we can see how he's doing.
Wesley.
And just like with Studio Series 86 Perceptor, we get a backdrop. That's going to be from when they were fighting on Cybertron at the beginning of the movie. This scene that everyone just wanted the whole movie to be. And there is our Autobot medic, Ratchet. So starting off, this looks magnificent, man. I really hope Transformer 1 has designs like they did Bumblebee. This is such a good iteration of G1 Ratchet, but in a modern day looking live action feel. And really, I wish we could have got that from the very first Bayverse movie. That would have been awesome. But yeah, he's definitely feels lighter than I expected. He's almost got, you guys out there, Jack, does this not got a little bit of a Gundam look to him? Come on now with this, and then I guess it's somewhere in the legs in the white coloring, but geez, he's got some great coloring. So good. Look at those colors, man. That red, blue, white, it looks so good. I am already gushing over this figure, as you can tell. He did also come with a blaster here. It's almost got a little bit of an Optimus Prime top blaster look to him. So, and it will fit well in his hands there, as you can see. See if it's got any other kind of storage here while he's in robot mode. And it does. Even more of a Gundam look, in my opinion. So, it straps to his back there. It's got that little spot right there, and that plugs in with that right there, as you can see. Guess you could do it in other directions, like down like that, but I think that would look a little silly. But yeah, we can strap it right there across the back. That's sweet. I love that. I think it actually looks pretty good being stored there. I will go ahead and start out by saying he does feel kind of loose and wiggly. I guess he's not as wiggly as like the Authentics we did last week, but he is got a little bit of a loose wiggly feel to him, but that's fine. I'm sure they're not all like that. That's probably just a mind thing. Let's check out some of his posability, articulation. So his arms will go out to there, both of them. Okay, he's got, so his arms will go all the way around. His elbow there has got a bend, and he can take it in an unnatural way there, backwards there. Does he have a spin there? He does, another 360 spin there. That's great. Let's see what his hands can do. No. Alrighty then. So that's gonna be like Skullgrins. They've got that little piece there. That's not super exciting for me. I hope that they does not have a lot of those pieces around on his body in like that. Around the hip, he does spin. He can do full Jean-Claude Van Damme. That hurts just looking at it. And then he is going to get some knee articulation right there. You see, he has a spin right there at his thigh. Okay, so his feet, that's part of the transformation, them coming out like that. Still could be a little helpful, but really they're just gonna do that right there. That back and forth, they don't spin or anything like that. Little letdown there. But his head, he's got a ball joint there. It is gonna move and be able to do just about anything you need him to do there. It does have light piping here on the back. So when you shine a light through, his eyes will light up. But he's got a nice little bulky look to him, which he should. Ratchet was a bulky looking Transformer in G1. I mean, I'm very highly happy with this so far in robot mode. Like I said, it feels a little loose. I wouldn't say cheap. It feels like I barely touch it. It's going to move a big ton, you know what I'm saying? But that's fine because he looks so good. I don't care. His back now, a little disappointing. These huge gaps here, could have some kind of upgrade kit for that, I would say. Love the way that looks, but overall, I guess it's not bad. It's not like we're seeing parts that shouldn't be here. It really gives him like an actual kind of legit looking back, so I guess that's really not too bad. There's a couple of holes for the pins and screws there. I don't love the way when they do light popping, it has just like a big thing there on the back. I always think that looks a little funny, but hey man, this is pretty good so far. Let's get him transformed. Let's see what Ratchet looks like in his alt mode. And all right, here is Ratchet in his alt mode. Had a little bit of trouble with this one, getting transformed. It wasn't too bad. It's just you got a lot of little pieces that's gonna be plugging in. If you can see that, those plug in there. There's gonna be a little plug-in right in there. And then there is a plug-in right in this area. It's just a lot of little plug-in pieces, and those are not easily saw in the instructions, and they are not easily seen to the naked eye, I would say, either, if you're just looking at it. This would be a ambulance for Cybertron, not for Earth. That's why it looks so futuristic and crazy, but I love the way this looks. Definitely smaller than I expected, but it's because he's that deluxe class. They really surprise me sometimes how small they end up being in alt mode, just like Alita 1 did when we reviewed her. Let's give him a nice little roll test. Seems like the wheels are going to be able to roll pretty decently. And yeah, for these newer Hasbro figures, that's pretty good on the roll test for him. Let's get him a good look there up front. I know with him being white, the lights are a little tough on some of that, but so I'm going to give you a closer up look there so you can kind of get a look-see on him. I'd say, yeah, he's got a lot of empty space on the bottom, but I mean, you're not going to see that, you know what I mean? I'd say from the sides, the front, the top, looks very good. So he does have a place that his blaster can plug in while he's here in ambulance mode. That looks very good, in my opinion. I really like that. I just love the way that front looks. That red is so deep and crimson. It looks so good, and I love the windows where you can kind of see through them there. I don't know if you guys can see it. The coloring's a little different here compared to this part right here. It's a little bit of a different white, but it's not like that on this side. Huh. So that was probably just a issue with my copy. That's super random. It's like it's got a discoloration and it's brand new. Usually you get stuff like discolorations on stuff like that long time from light and things like that, not from it being brand new out of the box, you know what I mean? But, you know, oh well, not a big deal. It's not super noticeable because I didn't even notice it there for a minute. Yeah, let's go ahead and get him measured out now. From the tip of him to the end of him, he's slightly under 4 inches. And now, how wide is he? So, from the end of that wheel to the end of the other, he's going to be just slightly under 2.5 inches. But he feels real tough and he stays together pretty well. Let's get him transformed back in his robot form and we can wrap up this video with a little bit of the rankings. Alright, so there is Ratchet back in his robot mode. I will say one thing, the gun is very long. As you can see, when you put it down, when he's standing up, I think that looks a little silly. It literally touches the ground there. I think maybe they just gave him a blaster a little too long for his size. Maybe if he was a little bit bigger than a deluxe, it would maybe make a little more sense. Voyager or something of that size. So Mr. Medic Ratchet here from About Got You. About got you real good there, buddy. Sorry about that. Little how's your uncle? So from the ground to the top of his head, he's going to be slightly over 5.5 inches. And in comparison to some of the other figures we've had on the channel recently, AOIE, Nemesis Prime, Miss Alita 1, and then how about next to Authentics Megatron? So yeah, you see the Authentics, pretty big for sure. But yeah, this is a great little figure. I'm really excited about it. I actually liked it more than I think I thought I was going to. I think after messing with some of the other live action toys, I've not been a huge fan of them overall, but this one, very, very good. I'm loving it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah.
Love ko to.
Yeah, he's a little loose, he's got a little discoloration, but that's going to be an issue you're going to have with any Transformer, especially when they're white. Really, anything you own if it's white. You people with white cars know. But he's got such a good, sleek look. I am so happy with the way that this turned out. Would have loved to have seen him even more in the Bumblebee movie. And yeah, let's go ahead and talk about some rankings with him here. Alright, so rankings-wise. First off, functionality. Remember, that's his articulation, his accessories, posing, his accessory storage, all that good stuff. I'm going to go with 8. He's got a lot of different spin parts there where he can do a lot of extra movements. He's going to be able to pose super well with that. He's got a nice gun. Like I said, don't love how long it is. I wish it was a little bit shorter. But he's got great storage. I loved how it fit there. And when he was on his vehicle mode, I thought both of those looked pretty good and legit and realistic. Where a lot of times their weapon storage just kind of doesn't really make sense or doesn't look good. I thought it looked good, both of them, with him. His transformation, remember that it would be how easy he is to transform, his creativity on his transformation, all that good stuff. I'm gonna go with a 4. Wasn't my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of pegging little pieces in, especially when they're not very visible, like on the wheels. And I mean, he just had a lot of parts that was peg. Let's peg this in there. Let's clip this in there. I like it for stability, but it's hard to see, I feel like, a lot of times. And then his appearance to me is an 8. I think he looked really good. They did great with his Cybertronian mode. It looked awesome in his bot mode here. The colors are so good. A little tip about me, red and white is one of my favorite color combinations, and add black in there and I'm sold. But what's funny about this is, I actually think if this was black instead of blue, I wouldn't have liked it as much. So it's really wild how well this turned out. Colors, the way he looks, his alt mode, how like he was to his movie counterpart. Love it, man. This was a great look, and he has such a good look. There was not a lot of empty space, like I said. In his vehicle mode, there was really nothing that I was like, oh, what an eyesore there. And he doesn't really have any of that on his bot mode here. Overall, this was a great figure. I would say, pleasantly surprised. He overachieved on what I was expecting from him. I didn't think it was going to be bad, but I didn't think I was going to like this nearly as much as I did. I think outside of his transformation, this figure was freaking great. I have more from the Bumblebee movie to open up that are studio series, so I'm really excited to start opening those up for you guys and see how they turn out, because like I said, this one was a pleasant surprise. I'm sure they're going to live up to that too, hopefully. So anyways, until all are one, we will catch you guys next time. Please like and subscribe. Peace.